He was a man of exquisite taste. His life was a tapestry of extravagant parties, exotic travels, and influential friends. Every desire was fulfilled before it could even form. He had amassed a fortune in the blink of an eye, his name whispered with envy and admiration. His world was a whirlwind of fleeting pleasures. He chased happiness in every corner of the globe. Yet behind the facade of success, a nagging emptiness gnawed at him. He had everything money could buy, but his heart remained unfulfilled. He mistook the echoes of laughter for genuine joy, the clinking of champagne glasses for true connection. He was lost in the gilded cage of his own making. He craved something more, something real, something he couldn't buy. His empire crumbled as swiftly as it had risen. Betrayal, like a venomous serpent, struck at the heart of his world. His fortune vanished overnight, swallowed by the very people he had considered his friends. His name, once spoken with reverence, now dripped with scorn and pity. They abandoned him, these fair-weather companions, leaving him stranded in the storm of his misfortune. Loneliness became his only companion. He wandered aimlessly, his footsteps heavy with despair. The city lights, once so alluring, now mocked him with their indifference. The weight of his loss pressed down on him, suffocating him with its relentlessness. He saw his reflection in a shop window, a hollow shell of the man he used to be. He found himself on the precipice of despair. The world, once a playground of endless possibilities, now loomed before him, cold and uncaring. He had lost his wealth, his friends, his purpose. He clung to the remnants of his pride, but it crumbled like sand in his grasp. The thought of ending it all whispered seductively in his ear, promising release from the unbearable pain. He stood there for an eternity, or perhaps it was only a moment. The city noises faded into a dull roar. A single tear escaped, tracing a path through the dust on his cheek. Was this the end? Was there no point in going on? He closed his eyes, ready to surrender to the abyss. Just then, a faint sound reached him. A melody, simple yet filled with unbridled joy. He opened his eyes, startled back to the present. Across the street, a young boy sat on a stoop, his face illuminated by the warm glow of a street lamp. He was carefully peeling a banana, his brow furrowed in concentration. He watched as the boy meticulously broke the banana into 3 pieces. The biggest piece, he offered to a stray dog sitting patiently beside him. The second, he gave to a little girl, her face alight with delight. Finally, he popped the smallest piece into his own mouth, his eyes sparkling with pure happiness. The man watched, utterly transfixed. The scene before him was a revelation. This boy, with so little to his name, possessed a wealth that had eluded him for years. He found joy in the simplest of things, in sharing, in the companionship of a stray dog. The man had traveled the world, tasted the finest delicacies, yet he had never experienced such genuine contentment. He realized then the futility of his despair. He had been so focused on what he had lost, that he had become blind to the treasures that surrounded him. The warmth of the sun on his skin, the gentle breeze rustling through the trees, the laughter of children playing in the distance. These were the true riches of life, freely available to all. He walked away from the bridge, his steps lighter, a newfound hope blooming in his chest. He had been given a second chance, a new perspective. He had learned that happiness wasn't a destination, but a state of being. It wasn't about the size of your bank account, but the size of your heart. It was about appreciating the little things, the everyday miracles that we often take for granted. He had lost everything, only to discover that he had everything he ever needed. He had found the treasure within himself, gratitude, compassion, and the unwavering belief in the beauty of life. The last banana, a symbol of simple joy, had become a beacon, guiding him out of the darkness and into the light. Pause 2s. The man stood at the edge, contemplating the end. The weight of his sorrows felt unbearable, and the chasm below seemed like a final escape. Pause 1s. But just as he was about to jump, something caught his eye. Nearby, a naked man was laughing joyfully. Pause 1s. The sight was baffling. The naked man had found a banana peel and was playing with it, twirling it around and tossing it in the air. Pause 2s. This unexpected scene made the man pause. How could someone find such immense joy in something so simple, so seemingly trivial? Pause 1s. The naked man's laughter echoed through the still air, a stark contrast to the man's inner turmoil. Pause 2s. In that moment he realized that happiness can be found in the most unexpected places. It wasn't about grand gestures or monumental achievements. Pause 2s. Sometimes it was hidden in the simplest of things, waiting to be discovered. Pause 2s. The man stepped back from the edge, his perspective forever changed. The naked man's joy had become a powerful reminder that even in the darkest times there is always a glimmer of light, a reason to smile. Pause 2s. He walked away from the edge, the sound of laughter lingering in his mind, a new sense of hope blossoming within him. He had found another treasure, the understanding that joy can be found anywhere, even in a banana peel if only you are open to seeing it. Pause 2s. The man walked away from the edge, his heart lighter but still heavy with the weight of his past sorrows. Pause 1s. He found a quiet spot under a tree and sat down, the laughter of the naked man still echoing in his mind. Pause 1s. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath, feeling the cool breeze on his face. Pause 2s. In that moment he felt the need to connect with something greater than himself. He clasped his hands together and bowed his head. Pause 1s. God, he whispered, his voice trembling, I ask for your forgiveness. I have been ungrateful for the life you've given me, for the little things that I have. Pause 2s. Tears welled up in his eyes as he continued. I have been so consumed by my sorrows that I forgot to see the beauty in the simple moments, the joy in the small things. Pause 2s. He paused, letting the silence envelop him, feeling a sense of peace wash over him. Thank you for reminding me today, through the laughter of a stranger, that happiness is always within reach. Help me to see the world with new eyes, to appreciate the little things and to find joy in every moment. Pause 2s. The man opened his eyes, feeling a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. Pause 1s. He stood up, the weight of his sorrows lifted, and walked away with a heart full of hope and a mind open to the endless possibilities of life. Pause 2s. He knew that from this day forward he would cherish every moment, every small joy, and be grateful for the life he had been given. Pause 2s. The prayer had not only brought him closer to God, but had also brought him closer to himself, to the treasure within.